Good morning, lovelies. I'm so freaking tired. I maybe had 3 hours of sleep. Maybe I'm exhausted. I had to get up at 7:30, take my daughter out to her high school to do her. I forgot what you call it. It's something that isn't mandatory, but it's like I gotta pay for it. But it's like an automatic, like 2 100, so automatic A's. So you can't beat that. So yeah, that part. I mean, even though my head's hurting, my throat is wanting to hurt. It's like, oh my god, it's just a mixture of everything, and it's just driving me crazy. But we're gonna pull through the day. We're gonna be all right, guys? We'll be all right. Remember, we are studying today. Joking, guys. But we will be all right. Guys, go in there, please. My head hurts. I'm not hearing. I tell my kids to go in there in the living room, guys, because my head's hurting now. I just took me to ibuprofen 800 milligrams, so maybe that will help with the pain in my head. I don't know. And then my back, I just see I'm kind of hunched over. It's like right there in the middle at the joints. And it's starting to hurt like worse. And it's like, it's like, it ain't one thing, it's another thing. And it's just driving me crazy, guys. Literally crazy. But, sorry, I got my glasses, got stuck in my hair to straighten them out. But,
Mama,
this morning,
and get me another dress and do our hair.
This morning, I am going to, y'all are not missing the hair stuff, no. This morning, I'm going to, finish up on the one series of the, unsolved Halloween murders. That is, I think I got like maybe 2 more cases in that one, maybe 1. I'm not positively sure, but it's one or 2. But yeah, we're going to try to finish that series up. It takes me all the way back to the beginning, guys, every time, and it's like really. You're going to take me back to the beginning where I'm going to have to search all the way back through all my research and go from there. It's just aggravating, I'd say. But anyways, how is y'all's morning going so far? Hope everything is going very well and that nobody is getting sick like me, and there we go. Well, all the kids are well out there, and going to, I don't know if they go to school or anywhere else on Wednesdays, because I know here they only go 4 days a week and they're off on Wednesdays, but it is still one of the remote learning days, so they still got some kind of work to do. It's on a computer, and believe me, it is very frustrating at times, and it's like, dude, I don't get this. Now I'm gonna write the teacher literally and tell her, oh look, I don't get this. You're going to have to explain this to me, because you know what, I was not doing this in 2nd grade, and the way they're doing it now, and it's like 4 plus 4 equals what? 4 plus 4 equals 8, right? Well, you're going to take that 8 and you have to break it down. Like you got to break it down like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, well, how many goddamn times do we have to break this down to say that it is 8? 4 plus 4 is 8. That should be simple, done, and over with, right? I mean, I don't know. Kids is like got college course math in 2nd grade these days. College course reading and everything. But anyways, guys, with further ado, we're going to get into this. We are going to start our off, and that is the murder of Teresa Vegas. Vingus. I think that's the way it's pronounced. Thanks for Vingus. 16-year-old, we're just going to call Teresa, of Dickinson, Texas, was last seen walking home at around 11 o'clock p.m. on October 31st of 2006. On November 3rd, her body was found in a disused soccer field. A disused soccer field, guys. Lying face down in a puddle. The teenage girl had been raped and strangled. Now, what cruel monster would do such a cruel thing? I mean, I just don't know about this world, guys. According to her family, Teresa was murdered with her own belt. The killer also felt the need to cut her long hair short. Guys. Just because she probably had beautiful long hair, and I guess this killer just felt indignant. It felt that it threatened him or something, maybe. I don't know. But there's a reason behind cutting the hair of your victim. You know, you already killed them, and now you're taking away their hair. But she probably had it grown out for like years. You know, she probably never had it cut. It's just crazy. Not long beforehand, Teresa's friend, 15-year-old Kimberly Ramsey, had gone missing. She was found alive not long after Teresa was murdered, and the person she was with was charged with harboring a runaway. However, it was ultimately determined that her disappearance had nothing to do with the murder. It is worth noting that Teresa's case has been linked to an area known as Texas Killing Fields, a stretch of land in which around 30 murder victims have been found since the 1970s, primarily girls and young women. As of 2018, Teresa's case was still considered open, but detectives admitted that they were short on clues. Many leads have been followed and 45 people have been questioned about the murder, but no suspects has been named. Neither investigators nor Teresa's family has any intention of giving up on the search of her killer. However, so they're not giving up anytime soon, and that is great. So my condolences to the family of Teresa's, and I hope and pray that God lead whoever done this beautiful, young, vibrant girl, will lead her murderers to justice. Because justice will prevail always in the end, guys. Always. What is kept in the dark always comes to the light. So next is the murder of Catherine Armstrong. This happened in 1963. Catherine Lillian Armstrong was 70-year-old minister living in Newcastle upon Tyne in England. The devout Methodist had made plans to attend a meeting of her church score, with which she sang on a regular basis. At 7:30 p.m. on the night of October 31st, while she was very much alive and well about an hour beforehand, she didn't show up at the meeting. The next morning, Catherine's cousin, Ada Riley, came to visit and was surprised to see that Catherine's curtains were still closed. There was no answer at the door, so Ada called the police. They received no answer either. A sergeant entered the home and found that Catherine had been savagely stabbed, guys, over 28 times in the head and face. Oh my God, this poor old lady. A neon stocking had been tied around her neck. Although there were no signs of forced injury, defensive wounds on her hands indicated that Catherine had fought back against her attacker. You go, Catherine. You go. To be 70 years old and fight back against your attacker? Way to go, girl. Girl power. The investigation into Catherine's murder would be the largest area it had ever seen at the time. Leave was canceled, not from Newcastle's police force, and those officers already on leave were back to work. Mere hours after the body was found, Scotland Yard was called for assistance. The area was extensively searched for the murder weapon, to no avail. A month later, 50 detectives was working 18 hours a day to solve the murder. Guys, that is almost a whole dang day they was working to solve this murder. Basically working around the clock. By the start of the next year, 16,000 people have been questioned. All the same, investigators had nothing. Zap, nothing at all. They couldn't find the murder weapon. They didn't have no kind of suspects, no kind of nothing. There was plenty of ideas. Some believed that a group of teenagers had murdered Catherine. Police scoured the files of anyone who recently released from prison who had been convicted of violence against older women. A man who had been the prime suspect in the beating death of a 71-year-old woman was closely examined. None of those avenues of investigation led anywhere, though. To this day, no one knows who stabbed Catherine Armstrong to death on Halloween night in 1963. Still to this day, guys, there's no clue whatsoever who stabbed this poor old lady to death. And it was senseless for one. She was an old lady for two, and for three, it takes a coward to do something like this to, any kind of woman, old, young, baby, anything. It takes a cowardly man to do that. If you have not noticed, these killings seem to follow a pattern that they like to seem to kill women. I mean, you hear men get murdered, yeah, you do, but mostly it is women and children, and I don't know if it's because they are stronger than us and they can easily overpower us, why a man would give them a run for their money, or most of the time, like in the case of Roland and his cousin, they had to sneak them from the back, which is a bitch move. It is, It's the only way I think a man's going to get a man down, really. Not unless that man just can't fight. I mean, there are some of them out there that just, I'd rather be like. But, there are those out there that cannot fight, that got a small mouth and they got ass. But, it is what it is, and it do what it do. Okay. Then it says that at the end, for more lists like this, take a look at the top 10 Halloween pranks that went awry and the 10 most horrific murders committed on Halloween. That are the next two links I'm going to look into, guys. And I'll probably do another video probably within the next hour or two. Just give me time enough to look them up and kind of, summarize a little bit, some parts of it, and see what I will be bringing to you. Until then, guys, remember, love is love. Be kind, stay beautiful, and always what? That's right. Put God first, always. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I love y'all.